Alright, I think we're live. Let me zoom this. There we go. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Aaron Bowman here with the Bowman Realty Group over at eXp Realty. And I just want to say thanks for coming by and checking out another Facebook Live. Now, it is Friday afternoon, so you hopefully are home by now if you left work a little early. And I'm just finishing up here in the office. Now, you might notice that this office space is different than what you're normally seeing. Normally, I shoot these videos in my home office downstairs in our house, but with the kids running around upstairs, you usually hear the noise. So I know you're probably asking yourself, well, Aaron, you went to eXp, they're a virtual brokerage. They do everything virtually. They don't have a brick and mortar like Keller Williams or anything like that. The reason why I got this is just because of the kids. When I'm trying to do work at home, there's always that foot traffic or running around or fighting. So I had to find a different place. So we got our office here in Windsor, and we're also going to be staging our mortgage company out of here, our branch office. Myself and an individual have opened up a branch office for Homefront Mortgage. Now, we should be going live in the next couple days, which is going to be awesome. So if you are looking for mortgages, we can also handle that now. It's going to be a separate side of the house, a different hat, but we will now have that option. So if you are looking for commercial loans, fix and flip loans, if you're looking for, first-time home buyer, VA loans, we can handle all that. Homefront Mortgage is one of the fastest growing mortgage companies on the East Coast, and they're veteran owned. Just like myself, they're veterans, so that's why I got involved in them, and we decided to open up a branch office here in Connecticut. So I will put some more information up as soon as it's available. So if you are thinking of buying, refinancing, fix and flip, commercial stuff, we're here to help. So I usually do these videos earlier in the week. It's late. I wanted to get this done because the family and I are heading up to Maine for a few days, so you might see some videos live from there if I have time. But if you want, you can always check out the YouTube page where we have our channel with all the goings on as the family stuff. But I was on Inman doing some reading in between phone calls and stuff like that here in the office today. I was just getting ready to fill out some envelopes to send them out. And I noticed one of the captions that caught my eye is Homebuyers' biggest agent gripe. And once again, it's going to be commission. Commission seems to be in the news real estate wise lately. Every time I put on Inman or anything else in any of my feeds, it seems to be that there's been an issue with commission. And it basically goes in to say that 4 out of 10 consumers believe commissions are too high, according to a new study from ShelterZoom. And we just had, I just did a video on Keller Williams, RE/MAX, National Association of Realtors, I think, was also in it. The class action lawsuit for steering when it comes to commission, and basically their whole thing was, if you only offer a 4% commission and your neighbor's offering a 6%, and that buying agent's going to show the 3%, as far as their commission before they show your 2%. It's hogwash. I don't buy it. It's not true. It really comes down to the pricing on your home, the condition of your home, and the marketing. Commission plays a very, very small part unless the agent has commission breath. And then, there's nothing much you can do about that. But most of the agents, I know all the agents on my team and the agents I know through eXp Realty and other agencies, I was at Maz, they're the same way, that they're here to help solve a problem. And that is to get your home sold, whether you're moving, upsizing, downsizing. Maybe you have to find a different house because you have an elderly parent that needs to move in with you because you don't want to put them in some type of assisted living. So, we're not here for the commission. We're here to help solve your problems. So it really bothers me when I see stuff like this that talks about people are unhappy because of the commission. And commissions are negotiable. It really depends on each individual's need. And some of the other things that just blew my mind when I was looking at this article. Now, if you're not subscribed to Inman, it's a little bit harder to see. I guess I did a post a while back where I put the link and you couldn't get to it. So I'm going to try a different way to share it this time so you can read it. But some of the things were not, the clients were upset with on the buying side is not disclosing if or slash how the sale will benefit the agent financially, like saying, hey, listen, I'm obviously going to profit from this when you work with me. Not disclosing if a service provider is operated or affiliated with a relative, friend, business, or other associate of an agent. So like I just said, we're adding the mortgage end aspect to our real estate team, and it's going to be a separate entity from obviously the Bowman Realty Group. EXP has no affiliation. Homefront Mortgage is going to be my other business that I have, but it all combines. So, you know, my lenders or my loan officers can provide leads to my agents, and my agents can provide leads to the loan officers. But sometimes, you know, it's hard dealing with a client that comes in and says, oh, well, you know, I don't mean anything bad about these companies I'm going to talk about. They do serve their purpose, but sometimes it's really hard if somebody comes in and says, yeah, I've got a pre-qualified through Quicken Loans or Rocket Mortgage, whatever their newest thing is, or even sometimes, and I bank with USAA, they're a bigger corporation, and you can't always walk into those offices and say, hey, Joe, hey, Bob, Sue, whatever the loan officer's name is, what's going on with my, you know, my loan? Or it's hard for me as an agent to call up and say, hey, where are we in the process of the pre-approval or for a closing date? Even the attorneys, you know, it makes it more difficult for them if they have to go to these bigger companies. So having a branch office here where if you're not happy with what your loan officer is doing, or they're dragging their feet, he or she is dragging their feet, you can walk in and, you know, wring their neck and be like, hey, what the hell is going on? You know, as opposed to calling an 800 number, getting put on hold, talking to a different person every time. But I disclose that right up front. I just told you, you know, it's going to be a part of the services we offer. And yes, as an owner of that branch office, I will make some monetary value off of that, but that's not my goal. My goal is to make the transaction as smooth as possible. So it really blows my mind. Like if I recommend somebody who is a power washer because you want to get your house power washed, it's because I've used this person before. And if they're a friend, I'm going to tell you, hey, it's a buddy of mine. He has a great job. He's got his own company. Doesn't mean you have to use them, but you can make your own decision as a homeowner who you want to use. But it sounds like some of these agents don't disclose any of that. And with us at the Bowman Realty Group, we're very transparent on what we do. And, you know, even EXP, and I know when I was over at Maz Real Estate, everything's very transparent. I don't understand what happens in other states. I don't know if, you know, Connecticut's just a little bit different in how they do things. But some of the other things is, agents representing others who may have interest in the same property. So, you know, like when I sold my father's place in Tallinn, everybody that came in, if I showed it to them, yeah, this is my father's place, I'm selling it. It blows my mind. Let's see, what were some of the other things that I just saw in here that was just crazy to me. I think those were the big ones. And then there were more than 4 in 10 respondents during this survey considered 3 of these ideas for improvement. The ability to ensure that my offer is presented to the seller and track every step of the offer, which is something that should be done anyways. The ability to see how many offers are being made on a home. Well, that's kind of tough, you know, to see exactly how many offers are being made. Normally the listing agents say, hey, we got 3 or 4 offers on the table, you know, and even when I'm listing a home and somebody's buying it, I'll say, hey, you're the 5th or 6th offer to come in today, or, you know, this week. The homeowner hasn't really decided, you know, they're waiting till Friday to make a decision, and they're going to take the highest and best offer, which is the truth. You know, as myself representing a home seller, I want them to get the most money for their home in the shortest amount of time and not really try to leave too much on the table, because usually it's the person's biggest sale or purchase they're ever going to make. And the ability to notify every time a change is made by the seller, broker, or agent. That just is weird. We have a form here in Connecticut that we have to sign. So if there's a price increase, well, not usually a price increase, but a price decrease, or it's temporarily coming off the market, or you want to cancel the listing, or maybe it's the holiday, you want to pause showings. There's forms. There's a form that we have to fill out every time there's a change made to the MLS. And I don't know if that's just because it's a little more strict here in Connecticut, but it just blows my mind that these are complaints that are coming up from home buyers and home sellers. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that real quick. It's crazy to me how often that people can complain or really get upset about the commission. The commission, again, and you'll hear me say this over and over, in Connecticut, it is negotiable. I could list your house for absolutely nothing if I wanted to and not make any money. I could do a 1% listing, a 0.5% listing. You know, I've shown homes that are for sale by owners, like I told you in the past, that were only offering a 1% to the buying agent if I was to bring in a buyer. So it is completely negotiable. It's complete hogwash, BS, whatever you want to call it, if somebody tells you that you need to be on the average of between 4 and 6% or what have you. I mean, there's been times where I've gotten a 7% commission because the homeowner was out of state, wanted me to mow their lawn and check the property on a regular basis and make sure nobody was squatting in it, which is fine. They saw the value of paying me an extra percent because of everything else I was doing. Now I'm going to go on a Saturday or Sunday and take time out of my day to mow their lawn to make sure their house still looks pristine when somebody comes to see it. So it really all comes down to the value that the agent is bringing. If the agent's not bringing you any value and all they're doing is, you know, putting a sign in the yard, putting it on the MLS and praying that it sells, what we call here the 3 Ps, then obviously you don't want to pay them as much as you would somebody that's coming in and doing photography, drone videography, videos of the home, you know, trying to sell the, like what we do here at the Bowman Realty Group is we sell the area or the town or the community is the word I'm looking for. So, you know, if you're coming to Tolland, we're going to tell you where the best place is to get pizza because we're going to shoot a video in front of that place or one of the best places. If you got 5 kids like me and you want to know where you can go pick up a bottle of wine on a Friday night and which package store is open the latest, we're going to let you know that. So these are all things because anybody can sell 4 walls and a roof. What it comes down to is selling the community, and that's what you're buying. You're buying the school systems, you're buying the parks, you're buying the trails to hike in, you're buying, you know, the convenience of, you know, the supermarkets and all that stuff. You're not buying just the house, you're buying the whole community when you are buying a house. So it's very important that you feel that if your agent is coming in, he or she is bringing you the value that you feel that it's worth paying them. And if you don't feel that they're worth 4%, 6%, 15%, 100%, whatever it is, make sure you tell them, hey, listen, you know, you're not really doing much here for me. You know, I'm going to interview a few other agents, and you know, this is what the other agents are doing. You know, we always leave our 89-point marketing plan, and I know for a fact that when other agents come in and the homeowner's like, well, what is your marketing plan? Oh, well, we do this and that, and they're like, well, where is it? Let me see it, and they don't have anything because they're going off the cuff. Then, you know, how can you justify your commission? Well, that's enough for my soapbox today. Again, like I said, if you guys have any questions regarding real estate matters, feel free to reach us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I really don't check that much. LinkedIn, you can always email me or anybody else on the team. If you need my direct email, it's aaron.bowman@exprealty. You can always send us a message through Facebook Messenger, direct message through Instagram, any of that. If you have any questions, send us a text. We'd be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. And we also have a new 800 number here if you'd like to call us on that. And that number is 866-828-3957, and the extension is 179. I'll put that down in the description below. So enjoy your weekend, spend some time with your family. If you are thinking of selling your house, condo, investing, what have you, when it comes to real estate, give us a call. If anything, even if you don't work with us, you'll become way more educated than you would have if you didn't talk to us. So thanks again for watching today's Facebook Live, and hopefully next week we'll be on more of a better schedule, and we will be coming live to you from Maine. So we'll see you then. Have a great weekend.